I think you touched also on a very important point, which is, the customer experience and generally, the visibility also that the program has and the coordination between different departments that I think is missing in a lot of cases. And the loyalty program is not necessarily as visible as it could be. What do you think?
Yeah, shall I continue since I have a mic? I promise I'll pass back. It actually reminds me of the framework I'm using with my company right now. It's called a loyalty triangle. So it's kind of a 3 key areas you should focus on when you design or optimize a loyalty program. So the first element is around the value proposition, which means, what's a unique selling point you can offer compared to other brands. Second part is customer experience. So can customer actually redeem the rewards from your program? And the third element is around communication. So are you talking about the benefits to customer so they are aware of? So yeah, I think building on your points around customer experience, I think, this is kind of just really nice framework we're using.
I think, I think that's all right. But I think where I try to work with my clients on is figuring out how to make the loyalty program an extension of the overall brand narrative and the relationship with the customer. I think it's very tempting on the lower end of loyalty programs, the lower end of loyalty platforms and go-to-markets is just kind of copying and pasting a standard kind of tiers and points table, and calling it done there. But I think what really makes programs sing is really thinking through how do we earn our customers' business? Why are they coming to us in the first place? And how can we make loyalty an extension of that? Rather than kind of making it a sideshow. So it's making it really tie into the overall brand ethos. And that could be in soft ways or in hard ways. It could be literally tying it to the most frequent purchase behavior with your customers, or it could just be making sure that it's part of an extension of the brand narrative. I think also another area is coming up with ways to make it fun, to kind of shift the focus away from making it all about the transactional benefit of a 10% discount or every 10th purchase you get one free. That's all fine and should be part of it. I think there needs to be hard rewards to a program, but I think coming up with ways that you can just make it a delight for the customer, it could just be turning on a little game or turning on a widget or changing the color or getting a badge or an award. It can't all be that and it can't all be discounts, but I think having a nice blend can help you steer away from being too discount rich within the program.
Yeah, absolutely. Even because usually what we see is that when you go and just offer discounts in a loyalty program, then what you end up is that consumers are not really emotionally connected to you. They have just a connection of how do I spend the fewer amount of money? And therefore you're going to, a battle of who can lower their margins most, which is not really what anyone wants to do. So I think that definitely that emotional connection and the gamification added into a loyalty program can definitely foster the success.